stool and a mat. I love it. Everybody's stools are very contemporary. Like, you know, everybody's just getting stuff from around their house. It's all very mod. Much cooler than my stool. Okay. I'm just going to put the feet here so we can see. Right, I think we'll start standing actually. Let's start.
So you've taken it off the wood? Yeah.
Taking them off the wood, yeah. And I'm just going to walk forward like this, up and over. Towards the heel, and then towards the front of the foot. Just walking backwards and forwards. Oh, sorry, you could stay straight. I'm just trying to demonstrate for you.
So now I can see you. That's fine, I can see.
Okay. We'll take out the middle bits. You've got quite narrow feet. Do you prefer doing the small ball underneath the arch of the foot, or do you prefer doing the
I haven't done this one. No, I can do the middle one, the second one.
Okay. And we're going to, you can sit down for this, that's fine. We're going to lengthen the toes really straight.
Just let me get mine out. Hold on.
Oh, sorry, just getting it.
There we go.
So you put them here, just underneath the sort of pad of the front of the foot. Okay?
Under where the toes are, yeah?
And then you're going to keep your toes straight and you try and touch your toes to the floor. And then you lift them up. But you keep your heels down, okay?
Right, so it's just pointing the toes.
Pointing, but like don't bend them. They mustn't crunch, they must be straight.
Straight.
So that it feels like you're trying to curl your foot around the Makarlu. It's like,
I'm just going to get my glasses. Hold on, I'll get my glasses so I can see better.
I'm going to bring it a bit closer to me. Okay, straight toes. Must I bring my thing a bit closer? Let me do this. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now I can see, yes, okay.
Straight and up. Straight and up. Okay, then we're going to stand up for this next one. We're going to take this section,
little one, yeah.
Little one,
yeah,
and we're going to place it just in front of the heel here. Okay.
In front, yeah, yeah. Just there, yes. In the arch almost.
Just this the back of the arch, exactly the back of the arch.
Yeah, on the back here.
And then we're going to stand on top of them. Okay. And once you're up there, I'm just going to show you where you're going.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That hurts.
Oh.
You're going to,
oh, yes, it's, yeah.
And we're going to spin our hips like this. You're going to try and weave. You make a figure eight. So you have to keep your knees straight.
Oh my God. Oh, it's hard. Ah.
Circle your pelvis like this. Change direction now. Yo, it is tight that, isn't it? Hurts.
Very hard. Ow, wow. Ah.
Okay, then we're going to move them back a little bit further. So if you can see me here, now we're going right at the back of the heel. Okay?
On the back of the heel, okay, the back.
Actually, let's just walk a little bit after having done that and see how that feels. That one should feel really good for you because it's a really good arch lifter.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to do the back of the heel.
I can't see your feet.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so it's the back, yeah? Oh, yes.
Are we going to do the same thing?
All right.
It's called flossing.
Like make an 8.
Make an 8. Figure 8 with the pelvis.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
This is where you can feel that you haven't been doing enough moving.
I've cleaned my house all morning. I've done lots of moving today.
Not quite the same.
Yes.
Depending on how you clean, who knows?
Oh, I always say, I wonder what my clean lady does for 5 hours when I can do it in 2.
Oh, really? Okay, come off and just have a walk.
Okay.
So what I feel with that one is that it lets my heel sit into the ground a little bit better.
Ah.
So any time that you're going to be doing any, like when you go with your trainer and you're doing squats and stuff, it's always a good idea to release your heel first because it just helps the whole back line up the back of the legs and into the glutes to work better. Okay.
Right.
We're actually going to, you can just put the stool to one side because we're going to start on the floor with the Makarlu. I think I'm just going to... let's get the big ones, but they're going to be full. So we're going to have them completely stuffed with all the different bits and pieces.
Oh, fill up the big ones. Yeah, fill it up, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to lie down and we're going to put these underneath our pelvises.
Yes.
So I'm just going to show you, whereas this is the top of my pelvis here. So I'm quite high.
It is quite high.
Close to my sacrum.
Yes. It's over from the hip bone down.
Hey?
It's from the hip bone down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to move. Hold on, I'm going to...
And if you want a cushion for under your head, you can get one.
Oh.
Okay. Now you can have your knees bent for this. Oops.
Yeah.
And we're going to take one knee out to the side. Actually, just float it, let it fall to the side. And then take a breath in. As you breathe out, connect your pelvic floor. And then slowly bring the leg back up. And we're going to go the other side. Let the knee float out. Breathe in when you're out there. Check that your rib cage is heavy and relaxed. And as you breathe out, draw the knee back up using the pelvic floor. And again, inhale, open up. Collarbones relaxed, rib cage relaxed. Try and focus on just using the lower tummy muscles and visualizing the bones just gliding back up. And change sides again. Open out. And breathing out, using the pelvic floor, drawing all the way back up. Okay, now we're going to roll, we're going to let the right leg float out to the side and we're going to roll onto that hip. So now you're coming right off your opposite hip and you're going to hold it there. You're going to slide your right leg out, straighten it. So push it towards your door and then bend it and pull it back up towards your shoulder. And again, push it out and slide it down.
This is my right one, yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, the right one's the bottom one, right? So the bottom one's the one that you're pushing out and bending in.
Oh, right, right, yeah, okay.
And then, yeah, excellent. Now come back up, change.
Oh.
Is that a good release for the glute?
Yes, lovely.
And then slide the foot out and draw it back in. Oh my gosh, this one hurts. Slide out and then.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
And again, slide and bend. And bend. Okay, rolling back onto both. Just take them out for a second and lie back. Okay, now we're going to grab this wooden disc. And you're actually going to put this now on top. So this is flat. This is going to go on top, so the shiny side is facing up. And you're going to put this underneath your sacrum. Okay,
just
but
the one.
go down. It's not near your lower back. It's like, yeah, it's definitely underneath your sacrum. Okay, and your knees are going to be bent, yeah. Now, you can breathe in here, and as you breathe out, you can do a very slight tuck. And then when you inhale, you're going to roll your tailbone away from you very slightly and feel how the bones of the pelvis widen. And then you're going to tuck again a little bit, and you're going to get your rib cage down. Okay, now your rib cage is going to stay down, so you're not allowed to pop your ribs as you roll your tailbone slowly away. And we're going to do 2 more of those. Exhale, connect the pelvic floor, pull your belly button down towards your spine, and then inhale and roll away. And one more time. Connect the pelvic floor, let the knees reach away from you. Make sure you're not working too much through the quads. And as you inhale, you're rolling your pelvis away. Okay, now we're going to do a knee float out to the side. The right knee is going to fall out again. This time, as you bring the right knee up, I want you to imagine that there's a really deep pool on the inside of the right pelvis that drops back as the knee comes up. And we're going to do 3 of those. We're going to let the knee float out. And as you breathe out, you're going to imagine the thigh bone lengthening towards the knee, and the pelvis on that side is really dropping back. It's like it's trying to move down to the floor away from the Makarlu. And again, inhale. And exhale. Drop the pelvis back, draw the knee up. Last one. Inhale. And as you breathe out, ribs are heavy, pelvis feels like it's dropping back as the knee comes around. Changing side now. You're going to inhale, take the other one out to the side. As you exhale, let the pelvic bone on this side drop. Think of all the tissue there melting back to the floor as the knee comes up. And again, inhale out. Check that your shoulders are relaxed, rib cage relaxed. Exhale, draw the knee back up, let the pelvis drop back. And again, inhale. And exhale, ribs heavy, heavy through the pelvis. And up. Okay, now you're going to slowly push down into your footprints, lift the weight of the pelvis. Finally, take it out and just roll your spine back down and have a little rest. How does that feel through your pelvis now?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
you've taken the Makarlu out and you're lying flat?
No.
Okay, yeah,
No.
take it out and just lie flat.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give yourself a little stretch. How does that feel? Does it feel all right?
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay. Now we're going to get the small little ones, okay? And we're going to work all the way up the rib cage. So,
So the little ones.
little pebbles. These are called the pebbles
Oh, the pebbles. Okay.
because they're like a rock.
I put them between my shoulder bones. It's great to lie like that.
Where do you put them? At the top?
Yeah, the top here, yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work. Oh,
That's okay.
You grab it. Such a funny bunny, I tell you. He comes and like hops around. We're gonna go here. From I would say
where the grass step is.
yeah. And
The
then
grass.
up, working one rib at a time. Okay?
So we're gonna lie up, so put the on.
Yeah, we're gonna lie on top of them.
I think, should I get a cushion?
For your head?
Yes.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll get a cushion now.
What's he doing? There were actually supposed to be 3 more people in this class, but people are having issues. People are getting sick. I hope everyone's all right.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, many times. Okay.
It's on the brass.
Yeah, on the brass strap.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now, to start with, we're going to lie and we're just going to practice some breathing here. So, we're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to try and see if you can relax your rib cage over the Makarlu. Really let the base of the rib cage drop. Feel that your neck is nice and long and the crown of your head is still kind of growing. So you've still got some energy in the spine. You're not just like resting on top of the balls, but you're still trying to reach in 2 directions, really opening all the tissue. So my head's growing tall, my tailbone's reaching towards my feet, my front of my rib cage is narrowing down, and my collarbones are nice and wide. Okay, and we're just going to hold it and breathe here. You're going to breathe in, 2, 3, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and then hold, 2, 3, 4. When you breathe in, feel your diaphragm descend down into your abdominal cavity. Breathe out, 2, 3, and then hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. If you can just keep that breathing pattern going, I'm just going to talk you through your checkpoints. As you exhale, you want to make sure that you're not rounding your shoulders in order to get the base of the rib cage heavy, but that you're rather melting over the Makarlu. The upper body is melting up towards the head. The bottom ribs are melting down towards the pelvis, okay? And now we're going to lengthen the arms up to the ceiling. And the next time we breathe in, we're going to open the arms.
Oh, that feels good. Oh.
And as you breathe out, you're going to feel your spine and your rib cage heavy, and you're going to try and melt like snow in 2 directions over the Makarlu. And again, we're going to breathe in. And we're going to breathe out. And we're going to hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Feel the arms, bones extending into the line of the collarbones. Breathe out. And then hold and just allow the tissue of the body to melt. Okay, slowly taking your arms down. We're going to maneuver ourselves so that we now move 1 block further down. Sorry, 1 rib. You're moving the Makarlu up 1 rib, basically. So I shift my body, but you can shift the Makarlu if you want. And then we're just going to hold it here for a minute. And we're going to give the body a chance to rest. Working slowly. Hey?
Is it higher towards my head?
Yeah, moving towards your head. From the bra strap up towards the head. Just 1 rib at a time, if you can.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a good spot. So taking a minute to melt. Let the rib cage drop. Let the collarbones open. Try and feel that there's like an X that's drawn on your chest, and the bottom half moves down, the top half moves up. Okay. We're going to start with the arms up towards the ceiling, and as we breathe out, we're going to bend the elbows down towards the floor. So it's like you're making a W sort of shape with your arms. And then as you exhale, you're going to drop the tissue back onto the Makarlu. Keep your collarbones wide. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Pause. Hold it for 3 counts. Then inhale. Open the elbows. The elbows want to reach as if they're trying to reach away from each other. As you exhale, your upper arm bones are dropping down into the mat as your hands reach up to the ceiling. And again, we breathe in. Reach the elbows up, widen the collarbones. Keep that width through the collarbones. Now spiral. You can think of your baby fingers turning. They're going to lead, so the baby fingers are moving slowly towards each other as the arms go up to the ceiling. Now your palms are facing each other. Hold it there for a second. Allow your tissue to melt. Check that your ribs are down. Then inhale. Open the collarbone. Exhale. Reach. Hold for a minute. Check that your collarbones are wide, that your neck's relaxed, that the base of the rib cage is heavy. Then breathe in. Reach the elbows wide. Then breathe out. As you reach up, turn the palms towards each other. Okay, slowly coming out of that, either wriggling yourself or moving the balls. Take them up one more. They do need to be quite close together because they really need to be either side of the spine. Oh, that's a good spot. Okay. Now, we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, the bottom of the rib cage is going to close and we're going to float the arms up. You breathe in here. Make sure that you're not letting your rib cage pop, so it feels like your rib cage is feeding into your front pockets of your opposite hip. You've got like an X that goes through the belly button. Then lead from the baby fingers. Feel the shoulder blades slide down the back of the rib cage and bring the arms back up. And again, check that you're not tucking your pelvis. Your pelvis is neutral. Breathe in. As you breathe out, anchor the front of the rib cage. Float the arms up. Lengthen your neck. Keep the base of the rib cage heavy. Inhale there. And exhale. Baby fingers come towards each other. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Check your pelvis is relaxed. Close the base of the rib cage. Float the arms up. Reach the collarbones up and over the Makarlu. Stretch your torso in 2 directions. And exhale. Baby fingers come towards each other in a V. And then we can just take them out and lie flat.
Without them.
Oh,
Oh.
feels good to have them out.
Yes.
But hopefully after doing that, you feel like your thoracic feels a bit longer. Hey?
Yes, no, it feels, it gets into the good spots. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We're going to take this now. 2 of the little domes. We're going to put them together.
The 2.
Yeah. Then you're going to take them and you're going to put them at the base of your skull. You have to hold them. You can't let them slide. So you have to hold this, okay?
Is it in your neck?
Right at the top.
The neck. Oh, okay, the neck, yeah.
Like right where the skull and the neck meet.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes.
So you're going to lie down and you're going to massage that point. Okay, so when you find, I think you have to hold it because otherwise it slides, unless you're on a yoga mat, which might be sticky, but usually they slide a little bit.
I'm
Okay?
on the yoga mat, yeah.
So you might not need to hold it, but if the wood starts slipping around, then just hold it with your fingers.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do, once you're in that groove where the base of the skull and the spine meet, then you're going to take your legs to one side and then to the other. And then you can really feel how the fascial system is connected all the way from the legs to the neck. So this is just quite a free movement, okay? I'm not like really trying to control it too much. It's just more about flossing the connective tissue of the body, noticing what's tight. You can breathe out to bring yourself back. Try and encourage the movement starting in the rib cage. So the ribs are heavy before the pelvis lands. All right. Holding it still, doing little tiny nods with your head now. Just really mobilizing the base. And then we're going to move down a little bit and we're going to do the same thing. Tiny nods. Giving you a bit of self-massage. All right. And then taking it out. Okay. Now, what did I want to do next? The next thing we're going to do, we're going to do some abdominals. You're going to take this and you're going to put it underneath your bra strap. So it's like in the same position that you would put a softball if you were going to do a curl up over a ball.
Yeah. You put it
Underneath your back.
You put the round bits down.
The round bits down, yeah.
Okay, so on the bra strap, yeah.
Maybe even slightly lower. And then your fingers are interlaced, okay?
Yeah.
And you're really holding your head cradled in your arms. So your arms are doing all the work. And you feel like your elbows are really reaching up to the ceiling. And your sternum is softening back towards the Makarlu, okay? You're going to breathe in.
Yeah.
And as you exhale, you're going to try and melt your sternum even more. Make sure that you're not tucking your pelvis, and you're going to curl up. And then you're going to lengthen away. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften the chest. Let the elbows lift. Curl forwards. Inhale back. And lower back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Curl. And lower back down. 2 more. Curl. And down. And last one. Curl. This time you're going to hold it and you're going to pull your one leg up and you're going to try and touch your knee to your opposite eye socket. So now you're going to let your sitting bone of the leg that's coming up lift, and you're going to curl and try and touch your nose and your knee together. And then you're going to lower back down. And then you're going to change sides. Soften the chest. Reach the elbows forwards. Curl, curl, curl. Try and touch your nose to your opposite knee. And lower back down. Again, breathing in. Breathing out. Curl. Bring that knee to your opposite eyeball. Lift your pelvis. Push into your supporting leg. And really try and lift your head as much as you can. And down. And again. Exhale. Curl, 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 curl. And down. Lovely. take the disc out from underneath your back, and you're going to place it underneath your pelvis now, exactly the same way up. Still the wood's facing down. We're actually going to come up now onto our elbows, if that's an okay position for you. Okay, is that all right?
I haven't got it in yet.
Hey?
I mean, sit on it.
Yeah, you got it on there. Okay, now we're going to curl and lower back down. So what this does is it allows you to really let your lower back drop to help you get your tummy connection better. Okay, so you're imagining that there's an arm around your waist that's pulling you down as you lift your knee. Now, okay, watch here. Watch the difference. I can just pull my knee in.
Right. Yes.
Or I can move my pelvis. So I'm trying to think of my sitting bones curling and lifting my other leg. Yeah, so, okay, put your foot back down. Hold it.
I've taken it out.
No, you still got it underneath your pelvis. And I'm going to talk you through it. Okay, so you're on your elbows. You stay there. Now, you breathe in. What you're going to do is you're going to breathe out and you're going to pull your belly button down and you're going to try and curl your left sitting bone. Don't lift your knee. No, don't lift your knee. You're going to curl your left sitting bone up to the ceiling. And because it curls, yes, because it curls so much, then the knee lifts after that. That was better. Can you see the difference? So the movements, yes, the movements being led by the pelvis. Exactly, exactly. And down. Exactly.
Right.
Now, it's a slightly longer leg, okay? You don't bend your knee so much. That's it, Carol. And down. And down. Hopefully you can even feel a stretch in your lower back while you're doing this.
It's hard on my neck, this.
Oh, it's hard on your neck. All right, that's fine. You can come up. We've done enough anyway. Oh, shame, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, excellent. Let's do some stretches now. Get the spine moving a little bit. So are you on carpet or tiles?
I've got carpet for sliding.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Tuck your toes underneath you and we're going to go forwards with both hands. Then flatten your feet, curl. And arch. Tuck your toes under, reach your sitting bones backwards. Okay, hold it here. Now, your knees are together. You're trying to pull your thigh bones away from each other so that you're really widening the back of the pelvis, okay? Now, when your arms are forward, you should be looking towards me so I can see your head. Yes, because you drop your bra strap. That's it. Then you flatten your toes, then you curl up. And again, slide out. Reach and curl up. 2, 3. And arch. 2, 3. Wide pelvis and curl. 2, 3. And arch. 2, 3. And curl. 2, 3. Both hands on one, so you can just leave the other one to the side.
So hold on, what have you got on? I wasn't using this.
Ida, you weren't using them?
No, I don't mean to. Okay, hold on. No. Okay.
So
hold on. So.
Hold, and we're going to be going a little bit on a diagonal. Okay, so if I'm facing you, to begin with, we were going here.
Oh, I didn't
go. Should we do it again? Do you want to do it again?
Okay, yeah.
So we go forwards, 2, 3. Close the feet, push the feet down, curl. 2, 3. And arch. 2, 3, and 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3, one more time, arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3, both hands on one. Going a little bit to the diagonal now, and curl, 2, 3, and arch, bottom shoulder drops, yeah, and curl, 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl, change which hands on top, go to the other side, and arch, right shoulder drops, and curl, 2, 3, tuck your toes under and arch, drop your right shoulder, and curl, 2, 3, and diagonal, 2, 3, still wide in the bottom there, curl, 2, 3, last one, arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3. We get both of them again. One forward, one backwards. And we really drop into the straight arm here, okay? Drop that. You're also really reaching this sitting bone backwards. So you're getting a big stretch from your baby finger all the way to your bottom. And curl, 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl, 2, 3, and arch, 2, 3, and curl. Okay, this next one, we go here. One goes through this way. This one stays bent. And we turn. It's like we're caught in a washing machine cycle. We're spinning. And curl. 2, 3. Change. Reach. 2, 3. And curl. 2, 3. Change. Reach underneath. Thread the needle, it's called. Long spine. So reach your head towards me. Lengthen yourself at the same time. Okay? So check here. When I'm going here, I don't want to be like collapsing.
Right.
You're trying to really lengthen.
Oh, I see. Yes, lengthen your body. Yes.
So that I'm really spiraling around myself. Yes, that's it. And up. And change. And up. And change. And up. Last one. Reach. And up. Sit back and have a little rest. Good.
Whew.
Gets you going.
Yes.
All right, I think we might go up onto the chairs now to do some legs.
Right. Okay. On the stool.
But in fact, first we're going to do a little bit for your hands.
Okay.
We can put them all back inside each other, back inside themselves. So you're still fetching your grandchildren? You're still out and about a little bit?
I haven't been out for 2 days. Now, usually she's at Whealthy-life, so I usually drive to my daughter and walk up and fetch her. But so I'm going to go after this and go for a walk at Cooper Park with them. I don't go into their house and they don't come here. We don't see them.
You're still going to school? Yeah.
It's still Whealthy-life, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say I've been keeping my children home, but I'm not going to lie, the homeschooling is a challenge.
No, but she wants to go to school. There's like 10 in their whole year or 6, but she's very happy. So she's been going to school the whole time.
That's good. Yeah, Okay, here we are.
Can I sit like this?
Yeah, you're fine. However you are, that's fine. As long as you can lean forwards, okay? So you're going to hold on to the Makarlu, spread your fingers. I think we've done these ones before. We're going to circle around, making sure that we touch every single knuckle and the heel of the hand. Now, what I don't want to see is that the elbows and the forearms are doing it all, right? We talked about this before. We want the arms straight, and we want to turn the head of the humerus here. This is where the movement should come from, okay? Internal, external rotation. So see how as I go, my elbows rolling, that's what I want to see, okay? Forward, yeah. Circling the arms, making sure that it's reaching all the way up to the rotator cuff where the arm joins. Good, change direction, round the other way. Nice. Now, we're actually going to turn them in this way, and we're going to bend the elbows. I think maybe kneeling's easier. In fact, I think we're going to get rid of these, and we're just going to do it without, because this is a good stretch for your hand. So, now we're going to imagine that our hands have got rollers underneath them here, okay? So you try and roll through the fingers, roll through the heel of the hand, and then push up. Then we're going to change this way. Roll through the hand, bend the elbows a little bit if you can, and push up. Roll, oh, hold on, this one we're going to go this way. We're going to fold over the knuckles, and we're going to very gently push into the wrist. You don't go too far, you just go as far as you feel comfortable. And then we do one where we hook the thumbs behind us, and we try and sit up. So we're stretching all the way down here. So you tuck your thumbs towards your feet, yeah, and then you try and sit up straight. Then you just stretch through your thumbs.
I can't sit like that.
Tell me, are you kneeling? Are you okay to kneel? Do you need a cushion underneath your bottom?
No, I've got 2 mats here. I'm fine.
All right.
I just want.
Okay, we're going to go again. Rolling through the hands. And then pushing up, strengthening the tissue that way. Then we go here. Roll through the hands. And up. Then we go here. Roll over the knuckles and stretch the wrists. And then again, roll 1. And up. Roll 2. And up. Roll 3. And up. And just shake them out. How's that feel on your hands? How are your hands? Going okay?
Yeah.
Let's get up on our stools now.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
All right. Interlace your fingers. We're going to, this is a little bit of a funny one. I'm going to talk you through it. So your palms are facing me. Now, the one arm is asleep, and the other arm is pulling it over. And then we relax. So your left arm is pulling your right arm across. Okay? So hold it there now. Now, sag your rib cage towards, yes, sideways this way, okay? So it's like your chest here is melting away from the hand. Then we go again. We pull the hand out, we soften the chest back. And again. Pull across. Hold it here. Now, yes, that's it. Sigh. And then release. And sigh. And release. And sigh. And release. One more time. sigh, and release. Change direction. Now the opposite hand's pulling, and we're shifting the rib cage that way, and release. And sigh, and release. And sigh, and release. One more time. And release. Now we do the same thing here, except now because we're going to go up, we're going to hold onto the wrist, okay? So we're going to pull the top wrist out. Yes, and release. And we do the same thing. As this arm goes over, I'm dragging my rib cage here, hanging off that arm, and release. And hanging, and release. One more time. Hang, and release. Change arms, and stretch, and out, and pull. Sag the ribs, and I'm pushing into my right foot, and you should push into your right foot, and one more, and down. Lovely. I'm turning a little bit, lifting the chest, pushing the chest up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, and then release. Again, squeeze and release. What you're doing is like you're dragging your hands up your leg, and you're trying to squash the back of the spine, and release, and squash, and release. One more time. Squash, and release, and squat, and release. With that same feeling through the upper back, we're going to push one hand up, okay, push the other hand down, but you're still having a feeling of trying to close the shoulder blades around the upper back, okay? So I'm not pushing and slouching, I'm pushing and I'm closing the back of the rib cage. And up, and push, and up, that's it. And push, and your palm is facing up to the ceiling, like you're trying to stop it from collapsing. Now, hold that there, that's great. Just close your shoulders at the back more. Yes, and up. And close the shoulders at the back. And up, two more. Push, and up. Last one. Push, and up. Beautiful. Feel all right?
Yeah, fine.
Reach, and up. Curl, 2, 3, and up. Place the foot down. Reach out and cross and curl. 2, 3. Sit up and place the foot down and up and across and curl. 2, 3, and up. Place the foot down and reach and cross and curl. 2, 3, and up and place the foot down. Now, stretch your, sorry, I think the sole of my foot's a bit dirty because I've been...
No, I can't even see that. I don't have glasses.
Okay, we're going to slide the foot towards me. Try and touch your heel to mine. And push this leg down. And fold forwards. Stick your bottom out. Yes. And up. And stretch. And up. And stretch. Good. And up. So you're rocking over your sitting bones, okay? Really stretching the hamstring. 2 more. Reach. And up. And last one. Reach. And up. Now, sliding the sole of your foot. So your toes are lengthening towards me now. And up. We still fold forwards at the hip. Rock back as we sit up. Fold forwards. Rock back. Fold forwards. Rock back. One more time. Fold forwards. Rock back. Okay. Are you reading a book?
Yeah.
Curl here. Okay, I'm going to show you. Oh, yeah? Okay. Come further forwards on the stool because you're sitting a little bit far back. Yeah, your sitting bone should be kind of on the edge of it.
Can I go for a ride? To 54. 6 minutes.
Okay, other hand. Yes. Push this way. Now, turn your palm. Oh, sorry, you can't see me very well. I'm going to lift this up a bit. This sole of foot is facing, yes, and this, exactly. Now, push that, but your rib cage is going here. Stretch and reach with the hand. And other way. This elbow goes in the crook of my thigh. I'll push this here. Stretch. 2, 3, and oh, I've lost you. Are you still there?
Oh.
Oh, I lost you. Are you there? Oh, yes, I can see you now.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we? We were here. And stretch. Good. And up. And stretch. Try and make a horseshoe with your body. Your hand.
Most of it means it's low battery, so don't worry. It could be low battery, so if it goes off, don't worry.
Okay.
It's okay now.
Push and up and change. Push and up. Okay, well, let's finish with a meditation then if it's about to run off.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Okay, so sitting on top of our sitting bones. We want to feel that our thigh bones are heavy, sitting towards the back of the stool. The knees, the thigh bone at the front towards the knees are lengthening out. You feel the weight of your heels dropping into the ground. It's like you have a taproot that goes from them down into the earth. The toes are lengthening forwards. Then from the pelvis, you start to feel the sitting bones are heavy, but from the spine up, everything starts to float. So it feels like there's a very soft weaving sensation. It's almost like a flickering flame. The spine is floating up away from the pelvis towards the head. The hands are resting easily on the thighs. The collarbones are really wide. The back of the neck is open. So my kidneys and the bottom of the rib cage are softening back. My heart center is shining forwards. My collarbones are reaching wide across the room. My throat feels open and long. And the crown of my head is really reaching up towards the sky. So this feeling of being grounded through the lower half of the body and feeling very light and growing upwards with the upper half of the body is really what gives us the space in the joints that the body loves. So the more you can try and find the feeling of two-way work, for upper body going up, lower body going down, and the more you can bring that into your daily life, the more